Hello and welcome to my E3 Awards. It's that time of year again. It is the best of E3, or as I like to call it, Who Won E3? Every year I do this award ceremony at the end of my coverage as a personal opinion of who I think won. But also I'm going to add something a little different to the show. I'm going to add to it. We're also going to have a best in show. Because here's the deal, guys. First of all, I'm not a fanboy. I don't favor anybody. I buy everything. I own everything. I treat everything equal, and I give everybody the opportunity to show what they have. Like, a little bit of disclosure here. The way that I came up with this winner is not just because of the games, because it could be different winners if that was the case. That's why I'm doing a game of show separate. It's based on a lot of things. That, too, being a big factor, but the show, the presentation, the clarity, the structure, not having it be a mess. Sure, the games are a big part of it, but the show, the presentation, the press conference, okay? And that's what I focused on this year when I came up with this list, because I had a struggle this time. There was no cut and clear and dry winner. I said this previously in my other press conference, I think the Sony one. This was a difficult one to come across. I had to really sit down and really take this serious, or just who gives a shit, this is what I think, or really sit down and read my notes, my pages and pages of notes that I do every year to cover this, and really give you my honest opinion, and I think I did. And it was a lot of rewatching all night last night, rewatching all the press conferences, or most of them, skipping through a lot of them, skipping through them a second or third time, watching them on my TV here, streaming them, and yeah, game, structure, show, how clear they were, if the viewer was confused or not, and how they presented themselves as a company. And then I'm going to have game of show, because they're actually kind of different. Okay, so I'll have a little bit of a rating for that too. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to count down to the worst to the best. But when I get to the top three, I'm going to tell you who the winner is, and then I'll tell you how the rankings were for the top three. So when I'm done, you'll know who rated worst and who rated the best, which would be the winner. And then we're going to talk about my three favorite games of E3 and who won my game of show. Okay? So that's the structure of this year's coverage and my awards. Again, I hope you join me next year for more coverage. It's actually funny. I have a little bit of an announcement to make. Ooh, this is an E3. We gotta keep the theme of E3 going. A major announcement. So I got a cool announcement for you guys. I'm saving it for this video. I just was contacted from my sponsor. It looks like I'm probably definitely going to E3 next year. They're actually setting me up with a place down there. I'm going to actually get in the door, maybe do some, coverage. And so my coverage on YouTube might be a little bit different. I may have like impressions and vlogs when I come back. And then I'm actually going to Las Vegas from there. We have an actual suite booked that we're going to be staying for like a week. It's freaking awesome. It's going to be sick. So my parents are actually there now. But that's where I'll be going after E3. So I'm going to have a fucking blast next year. It's going to be awesome. So that was my big major announcement. Let's get into the ratings here of who I think is what. And very cool. Alrighty. And they even said to me, Sean, you bust your ass for years and years, and your knowledge is so unreal that we don't know, it is what it is. Why, you didn't blow up, or why you're not massive. I guess because I'm not a 10-year-old girl putting makeup on. But they says, we're doing this for you to show our love, to give back. So that's awesome. That is awesome. Hey, what do these videos make every year? A couple views a video. All that work, they're like, that ain't fair. That's bullshit. So they're sending me off. They're sending me to the big leagues. Pretty cool. All right, here we go, guys. But you know why I do this? Not for the views. never the subs. I do it for the games. That's why I've been here since 2008 when they were in diapers. These big YouTubers that are going to E3, they were shitting their pants when I was doing this. And playing games. Alright, here we go. And now we actually present the Stink Award. Who got the Stink Award for 2018? Square Enix. The fucking Stink Award. You guys blow. Let me tell you something. You were terrible. And guess what? EA is next. But EA should be very proud that Square Enix bumped them up one. Because it really should have been EA. So EA has a lot to thank for Square. Thank you, Square. This is from EA. Thank you, Square. You actually saved us from getting the Stink Award. Yeah, Square. That was terrible. What was that? You should go back and if you don't know what I'm talking about, watch my Square Enix press review reactions. It's insane. But I don't know what the hell they did. I don't even know why they had one. You know, they had taken a break for a reason. Then they came back worse. I figured maybe they learned, you know? I gotta learn you and then I gotta lose you. Mullard! Jesus. Alright, so Square and then EA. Who's next? Alright, moving up the ranks, Ubisoft. And let me tell you something, I think Ubisoft did awesome. Everyone from here on up was awesome, but everybody can't be the same. They gotta rank, right? I wish everybody could be, number one. But Ubi, you were awesome. I thought you guys did really good. I was really interested in the games that you showed. And I thought your press conference was very good. Hats off. Great job, guys. I liked it. Next was Bethesda. You guys hit it out of the fucking park. Todd Howard is a fucking master. Pete Hines, you guys rock. I fucking love Bethesda. I love Bethesda games, and I love their press conferences. You guys are awesome. That was cool. That was some cool shit right there. Always nice to hear from Bethesda, and they got such great quality stuff. So I'm super pumped to be a fan of Bethesda. And that's why they ranked what they ranked. Okay, guys. Dun 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 dun. Alright, top 3, baby. Who's it gonna be? I'll give you the third, and then I'll wait and tell you the winner, and then I'll tell you who made it second. Well, it'll be obvious, actually. Okay, who came in third? Come on. Ready? Alright, I'm ready. Third, it might be a surprise. It was to be honest. Third this year, out of my gut, to be truthfully honest with you, is Sony. Great show. But not the normal Sony knock it out of the park. And that's okay. Hey, everybody has their, figuring shit out year. They tried something different, hats off. Some of it worked, some of it didn't. And I'm not going to get into detail. Watch my Sony press conference reactions, part 1, part 2, you'll understand. But there was some kind of fucking weird thing with an intermission and journalists having to constantly keep getting up and moving and not keeping the immersion and the flow. The games they showed were all fucking fantastic. You'll find that out once you get to the end of my video. But the games they showed were freaking awesome. Just the structure of it. Which is freaking weird for Sony. Because they usually knock that shit out of the park. They watch other people and then they don't do that. They do the opposite and they do what the fans want. I kind of think they took a risk. A lot of shit what they were aiming for would have worked if they did it differently. So, go back, watch that. You'll understand that a little bit more. And, yeah, Sony, I expected this. I expected you guys to just knock it out of the park and most likely probably win. Because I knew Sony was going to be real good this year. And they were. But I'm basing this off of everything, not just games now. I'm basing this off of a lot of things. Structure, pacing, immersion, clarity, the context of the show. They weren't there. They were there on the games, but they weren't there on the press conference kind of aspect of it. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe, but I got to base it off of more than just what they announced. So, there you go. Sony is third. And my winner of E3 2018. Listen, guys, I don't want to sound like an idiot or sound cliche or whatever. I really wish that 1 and 2 could be both won. Because you don't know in the history of me covering E3 how close this was. This was nail-bitingly close. I sat all night for hours and said, I want to make them the winner, but deep down, I know that I'm really feeling it to be this person. And I want them to win, but I know if they... Dude, they really are... I can't say both won. So I had to pick. But, guys, it was fucking close. Seriously, like, on so many levels, you couldn't understand. The winner of E3 2018 is Microsoft. I thought Nintendo was going to clear it 1, 2, 3 this year, and they really did. They almost did. I mean, Nintendo's Direct was fucking fantastic. Sorry, Nintendo Direct was fan-freaking-tastic. I thought it was great. You want to talk about pacing and immersion and fucking cutting through the bullshit? Nintendo had it. But Microsoft did a press conference show on stage right. In my opinion, Phil Spencer, you are freaking awesome. I love you to death. You're such a cool guy. The great people working at Microsoft right now. They got a freaking A team. And I'm glad he shoved it up so many people's asses. And everybody's always like, oh, Microsoft, when are they ever going to win at E3? They're going to win it right fucking now because they deserve it. And Nintendo did freaking great and Sony did great. But Microsoft, I'm giving it to you. I think Microsoft was stellar this year. I mean, come on. 50 game announcements. What was it? 18 exclusives. 15 world premieres. You guys were awesome. Boom, 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 boom. That Phil Spencer is kicking it out of the park. Thank you, Microsoft. You guys were awesome. And Nintendo Direct, that was freaking fantastic. I'm such a freaking huge fan of Smash. You got me so psyched. I was screaming. It was a good E3. It was definitely a really good E3 overall. I had fun. I love covering it. As you can see, I have no voice. I've been talking for days since the EA conference. And before that. This is what happens every year. I can take a break now. I can relax and I can enjoy all the content and the gameplay demos and the interviews. But, whew, that was a lot of work. You don't know how many notes I take to cover this freaking show. Which is why they're sending me out there. Thanks, guys. It was awesome. My game of show for E3, number 3, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That freaking game looks sick. That game looks like such a breath of fresh air. I am super excited. And this is another one that should have tied both for 1, but I had to pick 1 and 2. But this is a clear, I'm going to say these are definitely both number 1 game of shows. But I'm going to be fair and pick 1. Number 2, Smash Brothers. Oh my God, Sean, how can it not be number 1? I know. But trust me, I don't have to fucking tell you how excited I am for Smash. It is number 1, but I have to pick. I have to be fair here and give everything a number. And number 1, without a doubt, is The Last of Us fucking 2. That game was fucking awesome and brutal and fucking nasty, and I love it. Fucking A, Neil Druckmann is awesome. I love that fucking guy. This game looks sick, and now I gotta wait till whenever the fuck I'm gonna be able to play this fucking masterpiece of a game. So, a close 3, The Last of Us 2 wins Game of Show. And Microsoft wins E3. That is my coverage, ladies and gentlemen. Peace out.